Hey, it's Danny and Craig from OCR Aviation. Today we're in a 1980 King Air F90. It's 128 Julia Papa. It's an aircraft that we have for sale. We're going to take it on a flight up to Agua Dulce, show you the scenery there. We have Scott along with us. Scott's an OCR customer. He's looking at this airplane. He's seeing how it performs as he looks at getting out of his Cirrus potentially and into something with 2 engines and maybe something that burns Jet A. So we hope you enjoy it once you jump in and go for a ride with us.
At Delta 3, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway heading 30, Delta 3, 128 Julia Papa.
Number 98 Romeo, number 2 to follow Cessna on short final, runway 26 right, clear for the option.
Right.
Number 2 following the Cessna 26 right, clear for the option, 98 Romeo.
C30. Power center.
Number 6 Kilo Charlie for traffic departing runway 30 to start a right turn, fly heading of 180, and then I'll call your left turn to just rejoin the downwind.
20, you'll call my turn to 96 Kilo Charlie.
And number 6 Kilo Charlie, what type of aircraft are you?
Sling to 6 Kilo Charlie.
All right, we're at cruise. We're on our way to Agua Dulce. Danny and I are both excited. Neither of us have been. We thought it'd be a good airport to try and mix up the airports we could go to. But this 1980 F90, it's actually one serial number different than the King Air that the OCR owns and flies. Got about 8,000 hours on the airframe, and it's brand new HOTS, under 100 hours since it's done HOTS. As you can see, the avionics package really has all the Garmin goods except for the autopilot. It still has the original Sperry autopilot, which does a really good job. The airplane's been maintained, the previous owner and the current owner, just really good meticulous maintenance. Danny, you've flown this airplane several times for the current owner, who's based at OCR.
Yep, we actually helped him buy this airplane, and we did a pretty extensive search when we were looking for an F90 for him, and I think we picked a really good one. One of the nice things about what they did was most King Air autopilots are down here, and they brought it up here, so it's better. You know, it's more natural to be up there with you, then you still have your eyes on the instruments, and I think everything they did on the panel was just, they did a really good job.
How many hours do you have in the King Air?
Probably between 1,000 and 1,500 hours, and it's actually probably my favorite airplane I've ever flown.
Besides the Gulfstreams you fly, is that airplane you have the most time in?
We are climbing.
Or no?
Probably the Airbus.
The Airbus.
And then I would say the King Air is probably third, I want to say. So probably Gulfstreams, then Airbus, then the King Air. And one of the things I did my first Atlantic crossing was bringing a King Air 200 back from Sweden. So, took the route all the way to Orange County. We went Sweden, Norway, Iceland, Greenland, Canada, and then on in.
How many hours did you have at the time?
Probably had 3,000, no, probably like 4,000 hours. Because I was a flight instructor at the same time.
So you weren't nervous at all doing the crossing?
Oh no, I was terrified. all my overwater time was Long Beach to Catalina before that. And off I went across the Atlantic.
As we mentioned earlier, the company owns a King Air, so you and I both have tons of time in that F90. I think it's an incredibly versatile airplane. You know, it's an airplane you can travel with. You can put 8 people in it if you want. It's really comfortable for 4, 5, or 6. It's happiest, and it's like on a longer flight. I think somewhere 19 to 23 is where the good balance of the pressure differential in the cabin, fuel burn, and just getting up there. It's an airplane I think it's super capable of several different missions. Put a lot of people in it. Go far if you need to. It's really capable on shorter runways.
Southwest 3685. Have a good one.
You know, it's funny, we fly with another customer who flies a 200. He says the 200 flies more like a truck, and this is a little bit more like a sports car.
Yeah, this is one of the nicer flying King Airs. I actually just last weekend took a group of 6 of us down to San Felipe for the Baja 250 in OCR's King Air. And we had bags, 6 full-grown guys, and handled it amazingly.
Yeah, we were talking earlier, the wing walkers actually help a ton there. You know, you can't be big bags, but for, you know, incidentals, there's couple hundred pounds of space in both of those. Definitely helps quite a
As
bit.
both of you and I have done, we've thrown golf clubs and snowboards and skis in there.
6526.
Speaking of golf clubs, if anybody watched our YouTube short, the birdie, that was Danny's birdie.
I had played in 2 years, so I'm only going to play once every 2 years.
That's fun. So the F90 is really it's the fuselage of a same as a C90, but it's got the tail of the 200, and it's got, I think it's the wing of the B100, so it's a shorter wing. So which is
Pop Whiskey has information here.
great from a handling capabilities. It's just maybe one flaw as you get into the high teens. The shorter wing does lose. You're not climbing as fast as you would in the C90, but it came out of the factory with 135 engines. The F90-1 have 135 Alpha engines. So from an original stock C90, they were much faster. They were the sports car, but they handle well.
The heading and the 4,200
they're a really, really capable airplane.
Where's the Mexico airport that you took it into on the dirt strip?
It was grass. It was an airport south of Puerto Vallarta. It was called Chamela.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little private airport. Followed all the rules. Got permission from both the airport and the Commandante. And we actually went in that day with a 350 and this.
Oh, that's right. Everybody went down.
The 350 didn't come back the second time. It was a little bit. It was a little tight, but for this, it was no problem. I got some great video of that. Our King Air has been on 2 grass strips, that, and then up in Priest, Idaho, there's another grass strip overlooking Priest Lake.
And we landed on the lake bed for Burning Man.
Yep, we did once.
One time, that was it.
One time, that's all we needed to do. We're coming up on Agua Dulce here at the right. We're going to go right traffic.
Agua Dulce traffic, King Air is entering the downwind for runway 22, Agua Dulce. Agua Dulce traffic, King Air is downwind of beam, runway 22, turning base. I like it, keep turning final. Agua Dulce traffic, King Air is turning final 22.
On the lights.
Pull up. Pull up. Pull up.
A little bit of an adventure.
Alright, so this is the pressurization, something you'll learn about. Right now we're going to have the highest of the two, since we're not going to go up to the highest of the 2 airports we're going to be departing and arriving at, because we're not going to go as high as needing to put a specific altitude in there.
Okay.
Because right now, if we even do 3,000, it will not reach max differential until 15,500,
okay,
which is something you'll learn all about. If we were going to go, say, like to 20,000 feet or 21,000 feet, we would put the inside knob on there.
Gotcha.
And that.
Okay.
That's just a good way to do that. But so what we're going to do after we take off, because Long Beach is at sea level,
right,
we're going to start spinning it down and lower the pressurization after departure.
Makes sense.
So,
on a normal flight, the standard is you set the cruise altitude in at takeoff, and then on your descent, set it to the field altitude.
Gotcha.
That makes it simple.
So, unless you got any questions.
No, sir.
All right, so we'll take off, go direct LAX, and then probably just hand the controls over to you, get a feel for it,
cool,
and go from there.
Bet.
Agua Dulce traffic, King Air is going to depart runway 22, and will be a southwestbound departure. Agua Dulce.
See the little 10 right turn after takeoff sign? You'll see it on the wall there.
Okay. All right, so for lineups, we got our lights. We're going to do auto ignition, auto feather, and there's no clouds or anything, but I just always do it as a good habit. Do the hot 5. So you got our fuel vents, pitos, and stall warning on there. All right, 10 degrees right turn after takeoff.
I guess that's after the mount. I don't know.
I hope so.
Is it?
All right. So one other thing I always incorporate is I always just make sure my heading matches with my runway. And I'm ready if you're ready.
Ready to roll.
Here we go.
And one of the things you'll see is, guys, the red.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like any of the engine gauges, you can't have any slop in it. So even though it's only 10 over,
Right.
it goes red. And it's the one downside for me on.
Yeah, you don't want to see a red thing flashing at you.
Yeah, but like a lot of the airplanes we fly all to have it. Like a lot of people want to turn their fuel flow up, as an example, on a piston airplane.
Right.
For hot days. So you sit there and stare at red.
Yeah. Yep.
That mountain's close.
Very close.
All right, I did the 10 degrees, but I think I'll go back a little bit more.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I don't really understand that. Maybe there's just something right there, but I mean, there's terrain right here.
You want to talk them through the takeoff, like what you're looking at from the torque?
Yeah, so there's two things we're going to look at. Props are going to be always all the way full on takeoff and climb in the F90. And the other two things you're going to look at, which you can over torque and you can over temp. Depending on the day, the altitude, you might torque out before you tip out. So It's just, right now we didn't do either, and we're looking pretty good. So I'm just making sure that it's basically the top of the green. It's about 1900, and we're not over temping at all. So I think if you're ready, kind of trimmed out, let's go up to 6,500. You got that, this heading, and you have control.
I have the controls.
And feel free to do a couple turns, just kind of see how it flies. I'm going to get on with SoCal real quick. SoCal, King Air 128, Juliet Papa request.
25 Golf. Delta SoCal, approach, prevent altimeter 300.
Yaw damper on or anything?
Yaw damper is on, yeah.
5,500.
Departure wingspan 332, 2.6 climbing 4,000 on that 3.
And what we'll do is I'm going to give you direct to LAX.
Maintain
Go ahead, turn left.
Climb 5,000, wingspan 332.
There's 5,500, climbing 6,500.
Charlie Delta for traffic, maintain VFR at below 4,500.
VFR at below 4,500, VFR Delta.
SoCal, King Air 128, Juliet Papa request.
Stand by. Army 72167, your radar
Really
contact.
stable. It feels very solid.
Yeah. So as we come up on 6,500, go ahead and lower your nose and just bring this guy back as
As we get, like, say, at 64, start that? Or?
Yeah, I'd probably start now.
Okay.
Because you got a pretty decent climb rate.
Okay.
Very nice.
And then bring this back a smidge?
Yeah. Do like, just because of what we're about to do, probably do 1,600 each side.
Wingspan 332, turn left heading of
I'm off, aren't I?
Yeah.
Left 060.
And then lower your nose. And
Army,
just to give you a little bit more time and us a little bit more time for the airspace, let's turn left heading 070. And we'll just come right back around, try and get on with SoCal.
Army 72167, contact
right?
for the El Monitor.
Yeah, that's perfect.
121.2.
Oh, wait, no, I got my proper 19, right?
So
You want
actually,
those back at 16?
so these, let's do those at 17. So the first one we were looking at was the torque.
Okay.
And notice how as you bring the
72167, Roger.
as you bring the prop back, the torque goes up.
Fly to their tower airspace.
You see what it kind of looks like a barber wheel?
Yeah, I'm on.
So what that's doing is that's showing you which prop is spinning faster. So I really like what you're doing here. But all you got to do is just bring the right prop back until that wheel slows down to a stop.
SoCal, Saratoga 966, 9er kilo with you at the 2.5 through 35.
Perfect.
669 kilo SoCal approach.
Very nice.
Altimeter 3005.
All right, let's turn left to heading up north.
69 kilo.
20 off. A little high.
Wingspan 332, turn right 140.
Right 140, wingspan 332.
SoCal 128, Juliet Papa is King Air with the crest.
And Juliet Papa, do I have 128 Juliet Papa, are you northeast bound?
Affirmative, we're just doing a left 360. We'd like to go to Long Beach at 5,500 via the coastal route.
28 Juliet Papa, Roger, you said you're King Air.
Affirmative, BE9er Tango slant call.
And Long Beach via the coastal route.
Affirmative.
Here comes the squawk.
Number 128 Juliet Papa, squawk 0276. Altimeter 3005.
3005 0276, Juliet Papa.
Wingspan 332, contact approach 128.5.
28.5, wingspan 332.
8 Juliet Papa, radar contact. And are you turning southbound now towards the coastal route?
Affirmative, turning south direct to LAX now.
Better.
All right. Very nice.
No other aircraft on SoCal, say again.
So your Cirrus is G1000, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, so this is going to be a very easy transition for you. SoCal 128 Juliet Papa 5,500.
Number 128 Julia Papa SoCal, turn 10 degrees right for me, please.
10 right, Juliet Papa. All right, 182.
Julia Papa, there's traffic out there. Moving to your 11 o'clock and 6 miles east-northeast bound, 6600 descending, a Super Airbus, caution way turbulence.
Traffic in sight, 128 Julia Papa.
Did you say a Super Airbus?
Yep. So the A380.
Oh, that is a Super.
Super.
Oh yeah,
super
that's
duper.
bigger than that's the next step over a Heavy, huh? A Super?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
Julia Papa, go another 10 degrees right. I'll have back direct to LA to rejoin that coastal routing.
10 more right, 128 Julia Papa.
Thank you. Julia Papa, once we get over towards Long Beach, what's your plan? Did you want vectors for seasoning in there, or did you just want to descend above the tower airspace and call them?
No, we'll just descend above and call the tower for 128 Julia Papa.
Okay, thanks.
It's interesting that it's OBS and 1, but are they...
Yeah, you're able to independently choose whichever one.
And that's something you can sync, Scott. There's a setting to have it be independent, or if you want it to sync.
Great, Julia Papa, then you can go back direct to LA to rejoin that coastal routing.
Direct to LA now, 128 Julia Papa.
So you just dial into intercept it.
Yeah, so because of it is direct to Los Angeles, I mean, I can do one of two things. Actually, I'll just do that. So I'll hit CDI, I'm sorry, I need to hit course, and then I can push on it, and that'll give me that we scoot nav. And then so nav captured. And then another technique is for heading, I'll put, because we're going to go on the nav, I'm going to put 1, 2, 3 there.
Okay.
And then as soon as it's time to turn, I'll push heading, readjust the course, and then push nav. So
that's just helping you visually to dial in the course.
Exactly,
quickly,
yeah.
And know what you got to do.
Right.
That's great.
That's Long Beach, I missed if you had that.
Nate, we'll pick it up now, 128 Julia Papa. So if you want to actually do that, push that. 12775, as you know. And then it's this one.
Oscar, got that part.
Beach Airport information, Oscar 2253 Zulu, wind 200 at 8, visibility 10, sky clear. Temperature 22, dew point 12, altimeter 3003. ILS runway 30, approaching use. Runway 30 arrivals and runway 26 left, tower frequency 11.
Start heading towards Long Beach.
Okay, we'll descend now and direct to Long Beach, 128 Julia Papa. Alright, so we'll do 3,500. So, most important thing, altitude select. So push that, come down here, and roll that trim down.
So I'm just watching the...
And you want to verify you got the altitude arm.
Okay.
Because otherwise it will go through the altitude. So, I think this is great. You got 1,000 feet a minute.
Okay.
It's perfect. Now what we're going to do is start, I'll have you do this. So start squeezing this down. So you're going to roll this to the left, and you want it to be about 500 feet. So 500 feet's there.
Oh, the exterior?
Yeah, exactly. The exterior right there. So like that line.
Okay.
So now, right about here. That line.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay,
that's
gotcha.
So now we're going to take a look here. See, now we have a cabin rate. Is descending, and we want our cabin altitude to get down to sea level. And 8 Julia Papa, we're direct Long Beach now.
8 Julia Papa, radar service terminated, squawk VFR, frequency change is approved. You have a wonderful day.
8 Julia Papa, you do the same. Alright, so VFR here. Now, one thing in this airplane, we're below the Bravo. So, we gotta slow it back down to 200. Long Beach Tower, King Air 128, Julia Papa is 5 miles west, inbound for 26 left, and we have Oscar.
128 Julia Papa, Long Beach Tower, remain at or above 1,500, enter downwind, runway 26 left.
1,500, enter downwind for 26 left, 128 Julia Papa.
13 Lima, base 605 freeway.
Base 605 freeway, 551.
This is your altitude control right here.
605 freeway.
So this is just information.
Gotcha.
So
there is no adjustment. If you have like a VNAV or something.
What you can do is you can get the new Garmin autopilot, and then that would talk to that altitude. But right now with the older stuff, it needs to go to this one, to this one, to that one.
Gotcha.
Trek 700.
So if you're descending on an arrival, you need to do everything here.
Which is why I kind of, since I'm only focusing on this one, that's the one that's controlling. I kind of don't focus on that one.
Right.
Some people do both.
I guess if you're flying an arrival, at least you visually have reference, possibly.
But that's the one I would use for that one.
What I use it for, like I'll put it, like if I'm flying an IFR, I may put that at the final approach fix.
Air Canada 789, traffic 12
at the altitude at the final approach fix.
Eastbound,
or if I'm climbing my ultimate altitude. But like Danny, I don't like to have them both going. I don't like to be changing them both at every time.
That's flowing Julia Papa. Alright, so warning horn.
Number 13 Lima, base approved, runway 26 left, cleared for the option.
That way you don't have the beeping. You can only silence the warning horn for the throttle. If you do full flaps, you can't silence it.
Gotcha.
All right, so I go approach flaps. And we are downwind beam, so here. Pre-green, no red. The red light would be in the gear handle. And I'm just gonna hand fly now.
November 8 Juliet, Papa number 2, follow the Cessna on 1 mile final. Runway 26 left, clear to land, but use caution, there's traffic 12 o'clock, mile and a half. Cessna extending eastbound for you, 1000.
Looking for both traffic cleared. Traffic on final is in sight. Clear to land 26 left, number 2, 128 Juliet Papa.
8 Juliet Papa, and additional traffic, they're extending for you, 12 o'clock, 1 mile eastbound Cessna 1000.
And looking 128 Juliet Papa.
Check 1 to 3, just give me like 2 more minutes. Number 1 Tango Alpha, continue upwind.
Continuing upwind, 1 Tango Alpha.
Air Canada 7089, exit here, Kilo, contact ground.
Okay, Kilo and then ground 330, Canada 7089.
1 Tango Alpha, turn crosswind.
Turning crosswind, 1 Tango Alpha.
Long Beach Tower, Copter 70727, 5 to the southeast for a west transition on the shore.
500.
All right, 500.
November
Let's do full flaps. We got 3 green, no red. We are clear to land, so taxi light comes on.
East, or correction, west of Signal Hill, turning downwind, runway 26 left, Cessna 1000.
Roger, we'll report our VFR missed prior to 1 mile final, 20 flight. Traffic set, 20 flight. And Long Beach Tower, Copter 70727, 5 to the southeast of the helicopter in sight, requesting west transition on the shore.
Helicopter 70727, Long Beach Tower, thanks. Long Beach altimeter 3003, transition approved.
3003, Copter 727, thanks.
November 1 Tango Alpha traffic, 1 mile final, runway 30, so Saratoga, they're going to turn southbound now.
Looking for traffic, 1 Tango Alpha.
November 37 Quebec, runway 26 left, cleared for the option.
37 Quebec, 26 left, clear for the option.
November 20 Quebec, contact SoCal 125.35, maintain VFR.
Over SoCal 2535, maintain VFR 20 Quebec.
King Air 8 Juliet Papa, turn left Foxtrot 4, or if you miss it, turn left Foxtrot 5, contact ground.
Wait, Foxtrot 4 going to ground.
Left
Alright, so auto ignition, auto feather lights.
Long Beach
And
Tower,
then the hot 5 here.
311 Kilo, Seal Beach Pier, requesting a west transition on the shore.
Ground 128 Juliet, Papa's 26 left, Foxtrot 4, taxi OCR.
Thanks for joining us. Hope you guys had fun. Danny, good job. Scott, did you like it?
It was fantastic. Very impressive. Great airport. Awesome airplane. Great experience.
Yeah, great. It was fun.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Thanks for coming along for a ride. Thanks for jumping in.